And Jay Leno's going, what are you guys doing? We need to go live.
Yeah.
That's when I decided, okay, well, what if we made America Italian again? I'm really happy that I grew up that way.
Yeah,
That's
me
why,
too.
You know, I still live in my mother's basement, and I ain't leaving.
A wet towel. Yeah, I predicted that one right. All right, boys, let's do it. Ciao, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to the Hardcore Italians podcast. We got two Italian legends joining us today, Mike Marino and the number one Guido, Nicky.
Yes, sir, maybe.
Guys, thanks for coming, man. How's Chicago treating you boys?
Hey, listen, let me tell you something. We love Chicago. Me being from Jersey, okay, he's a New Yorker, but Chicago is just great. And we said the same thing within seconds of being in Chicago. This is a clean New York City.
Yeah?
I don't know how you get this place so clean. Maybe in the area we're in, but it's immaculate. And I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I mean, being
Respect
Italian, I grew up in a house where we were immaculate. You put your shit away or your mother would kill you.
it. Yeah, you're right. That's how we all are. Nick, how about you, though, too, man, with it's your first time? I mean, that's
Oh.
pretty crazy.
It's beautiful, like Mike said. You don't smell piss on every corner, so it's nice. You know, it's a clean city. It's a beautiful city. You know, and the food's amazing. I'm surprised by the food. The food's been awesome.
I
Since
was going to
we've
say,
been
did you
out
do
here.
all, like, the touristy, like, you do deep dish pizza and stuff like that?
That's
Yeah.
I was telling Mike this morning we have to do deep dish
Yeah.
because I don't know if it's lasagna, if it's pizza, if it's its own category. But I've heard so much about it, we have to do it. I
Yeah.
told him before we leave, I got to try the deep dish, but not yet. We're gonna.
That would be one argument I think I would have. You know, pizza in New Jersey, it's good. New York pizza's good. It's thin crust, crunchy, you know.
Yeah.
Thick, deep dish, nah.
Yeah.
It
Well,
ain't
the thing is, everyone thinks we eat it all the time. Like, some people come out here and they're like, do you have any other type of pizza besides deep dish here? We're like, yeah, we never eat deep dish.
Yeah.
It's always like tavern style or whatever. I probably eat deep dish like 3 times a year, but
That's what my friend told me.
Yeah.
He said the real Chicagoans eat the bar style.
Yeah.
With the thin crust. So,
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But there's still, you got to try the beef, hot dogs. I mean,
Oh, the
there's so
Italian
much
beef,
you need.
right?
Yeah,
The
you need.
Italian
We
beef
saw a sign
sandwiches.
out there that said Al's Italian Beef.
Oh, yeah.
We had to make a joke about it.
That was a joke.
I got your beef right here. What are you gonna
Go
do?
figure.
Yeah, we gotta try the Italian beef sandwiches too. That's another thing on the list because is that a Chicago staple? Because we don't
Yeah.
really hear of Italian beef sandwiches in New York
Oh,
at all,
yeah,
really.
100%. We
I
eat
don't know
beef.
what
I just had a
Italian
beef
beef
yesterday.
is. I would think Italian
Was it like
beef
a
was
roast beef?
Roast beef.
Is it like a type of roast beef sandwich?
No, it's like, it's different than a roast beef sandwich.
Okay.
I don't know. It's, how would you explain it, Dad, with the roast beef or the
It's a sliced thin.
Yeah.
It's sliced thin.
yeah, like a sliced thin beef. It's
got
awesome.
it.
And then people always debate how wet you make it and stuff. Some
Yeah.
people like to baptize it. It's called where
Oh,
you just
yeah.
dunk the whole thing.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
people don't like any, so that's the whole thing too. And then plus, we're gonna go to Capri. That's always a good place. And you know, the more time you guys have, we could take you everywhere. But the food is, I mean, you need a week just for the food for sure.
We're not even on a podcast a minute. I'm starving.
No, you're right. I'm getting hungry too. Now.
beef now.
I'm getting hungry too now.
And I want it wet. I don't even know what that means.
They put the gravy all over it, nice and juicy.
I can assume it's
You know?
gravy, but you know who wants dry beef?
Yeah, no one.
We
one.
gotta try the Italian beef before we leave in the deep dish.
Yeah, 100%. We'll take you guys. But
If you're gonna have it, you want it wet.
yeah, not baptized, I'd say, but you want it wet for sure. I had it dry a little bit. I had to get more juice. Like just yesterday, literally, I'm like, this is too dry. You know, Jardinere too. Yeah, it's the best. But
This is hilarious because in my mind I just got very dirty, very sexual. And I'm just thinking, who would want it dry? You know what I mean? Take your time, everybody.
yeah, well, I
We're
guess it
catching up with you,
translates.
Mike.
It works with food,
catching
so I
up.
guess it translates. But
Food is sexy. Let's be honest.
yeah, I know, and
yeah.
I was like laughing at your podcast the other day, just you guys talking about the cutlets and stuff, and you were joking too. It's funny how ours just ended up that way, but you were talking about how the first like 10 minutes ended up being about cutlets or whatever. You're like, how do we even get
Chicken
here?
Cutlets.
We didn't even plan that.
No. You know what's really wild, though, when you think about it, our culture and the way we grow up, you meet somewhat of a stranger who's cut from the same cloth, you go right into the same thing. It's your mother's house, it's the chicken cutlets, you're in the basement, and it's all about food.
Yeah, exactly. Even through different generations.
We just came
and
to
stuff.
Chicago all of a sudden. We're talking about food. We haven't even, I'm starving. You know, we'll be right back.
Let's cut.
Yeah, let's pick it back
Cut the
up.
cutlets.
Yeah, but listen, I was kind of interested in how you guys hooked up because Mike, I feel like you're a vet, and Nick, you're just starting your career, and Mike, when I was listening to your guys' podcast, just how you were talking about that commercial that brought you guys together and how you recognized something in Nick, which was I thought it was really cool because, Nick, to be honest, man, I thought I recognized something with you, too, in the beginning, just with the videos and how it was popping off. But I thought it was interesting what you said, how just like most people get nervous or something, and you look like a seasoned vet. Like, can you tell me a little bit about you guys hooking up and being together and now doing a show together and just your guys' experience working together?
I think it's a wonderful thing because it reminded me of when I was his age coming up, and I met Dom DeLuise on the set of The Tonight Show. And I was so starry-eyed. I'm like, oh, my God, it's Dom DeLuise. And the first thing I thought was, I got to call my mother and say, Mom, I'm with Dom DeLuise.
Yeah.
And then she got on the phone with Dom DeLuise, and he's telling her about a recipe, and my mother's going, it's so nice to meet you. And Jay Leno's going, what are you guys doing? We need to go live. Fast forward all this time, I pull up into a parking lot to do a TV commercial about pizza, and he's standing in the parking lot. And I thought he was here to park the car.
Yeah.
I thought he was a parking attendant. And he goes, Ma, I can't believe this. It's Mike Marino. Oh, my God, it's Mike Marino. I'm like, hey, how you doing? He goes, can I call my mother? I'm like, wow. Then, of course, we have FaceTime. So I'm looking at his mother.
Yeah.
And she's like, we're big fans of yours. I talked to his mother
That's
for 20
awesome.
minutes.
He was awesome. He was awesome. He spoke to my mother
That's
for
so
20
cool.
minutes. It meant a lot to me. You know, in my household, especially in New York, New Jersey area, Mike is a legend with a lot of his, shticks where, if an Italian guy was president, the war would be over right now.
Yeah.
We're going, take the rugs, war's over. Make America Italian again. You don't know nothing. You don't say nothing. He's just a legend. So me, my mother, and my father are all big fans of his. And, as I told you when I first started doing videos, I wanted to get into stand-up. I wanted to get into, acting, things like that. And we connected through that commercial through our mutual friend Mike. And, we hit it off. And, he's been, giving me the opportunity to open up for him on a couple shows. And we're doing a couple other things together. And it's just a blessing. It's nice to have a guy like this in my corner, when I'm trying to learn the comedy game and stuff, to have a seasoned professional who really knows what's going on.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to have him in my corner, and it's been
luckily
awesome
enough,
working together with him.
here we come to Chicago to do some shows, and I said to him, you should be doing some shows with me. I mentioned Hardcore Italians and what we're doing. Turns out he's doing some stuff with you guys.
Yeah.
Then I'm friends with these guys here out in Chicago, Corys Bagels, and I said to him, listen, you know what? You should be doing some spots with Corys Bagels. You and your
100%.
It was a match made in
Schmear
heaven.
thing.
Yeah.
And away we go. And that's why we came this week. We're going to make some, we've been doing some commercials with Corys Bagels right here in Chicago.
Yeah.
Which absolutely is a fantastic place. We love these bagels, and they do it upright. And he's the right guy for the job. So we made the funniest vignettes for Corys Bagels.
Yeah.
And now we're going to do Des Plaines Theater. So who gets to be on the show? Him.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm super excited to do the show, so I can't wait. November 16th, lock in, guys. Lock in, Chicago. We're gonna blow the roof off the place. All right.
Yeah, 100%. You guys got a whole lineup for that too. It's awesome. You
Yeah.
got Corys Bagels here. They came in Italian style fashion, bringing bags of bagels in here
respectful schmears of cream cheese all over the place.
with everything. Yeah,
You
so-
can't stop laughing at what we did. I mean, it's really, it's hilarious. I
can't wait
couldn't
to
stop
see it.
laughing.
I can't wait to see
Yeah,
I
I
mean-
could only imagine. You guys are a riot, so you know what I mean. That's what I'm saying. You two together just intrigue me so much, man. And that's where I'm like, Nicky, what are you picking up from him? Just is he telling you stuff, or you just seeing stuff? Like,
Yeah, I'm picking up what he's laying down. You should see us on the plane. It was like a sitcom. Me and him on the airplane coming here together. It was. I wanted a video, but I didn't want to bother all the people around us, so I didn't pull out the camera. But that was real TV there. Me just me and Mike hanging out. Even when we did the podcast, we didn't have anything planned. We just sat down and started bullshitting with each other.
Yeah.
And we just hit it off like he was. Like he could be somebody in my family.
yeah,
So.
100%. That's why I love the relationship.
We
there.
were around Corey's Bagels getting ready to do some of the vignettes, and we had some people on the street looking at us, just staring. This is before we shot anything. And I'm looking
really?
at him, I'm like, are these your fans or are they my fans? Or are we going to get mugged? What's going down here? We were in an alleyway.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Okay. Did you end up talking to him, or no? You just
No, I didn't
No,
like
they just
their
said
vibe.
what going on. They just kept
they were
moving.
just like, what the hell's going on with these guys?
I didn't have a pen.
We weren't in the south side of Chicago, so we were all right.
Okay, yeah, glad you made it out safe.
Some guy goes over to Nick and he goes, what's this thing, Make America Italian Again? And he goes, well, he's running for president of the United States. And the guy looks at him, he goes, he is? And he goes, yeah, but you don't know nothing. And he goes, how do I vote? We go to YouTube channel.
Hit subscribe. Yeah.
Subscribe.
That's your vote
That's
for me.
awesome. Yeah, I mean, I want to ask you guys about the phrases and about the show, but tell me more about the phrase, man, because I feel like you guys both have iconic phrases now. You know what I mean? That like you're attached to them almost. How did those come about? How did you guys like? You know what I mean? Obviously, we got merch going on with both the phrases now, which is cool. Like we're working together with the merch with the phrases. Like, I don't know, tell me about how they came about and how you've been just going about. You know what I mean? The story.
Way back in the day when Trump first started running for president and he said, "Make America Great Again."
Yeah.
That's when I decided, okay, well, what if we made America Italian again?
Yeah.
And the catchphrase stuck. And then somebody said to me, "What's your platform if you were running for president?" And I'd say, well, I'd create a platform and we'd call it, "You don't know nothing, you don't see nothing, you don't say nothing. That's the United States." And the first thing we do is relocate the White House from Washington to New Jersey so nobody can find us. It's the secret location of the new White House.
Yeah.
And it made people laugh and made people smile. And quite honestly, that one joke that I did on the Byron Allen show, which was before I came up with this, how we would have taken out Osama bin Laden. We wouldn't have sent the Army, the Navy, the Marine Corps, a couple Italians from Jersey be back in 24 hours. Well, who knew that was going to get 15 million views? But a lot of people didn't even realize I was on a USO comedy tour at the time.
Okay.
And if anybody remembers, when we first went to look for Osama bin Laden, France didn't want to help America. There was a big thing about France didn't want to help America. Yeah. So I'm on an aircraft carrier in front of 5,000 Navy and Marine Corps men and women. And I says, not only if I was running the country would I would have taken out Osama bin Laden, but if France didn't want to help America, I'd have cut the head off the Statue of Liberty and sent it back to France as a warning. And people just lost their minds.
How do you think of this stuff, man? Are you like really writing it down and plotting it, or it just comes to your head?
No, it just comes out of my head. I
can tell. That's awesome.
My head is so colorful. I'm losing my mind. I can't sleep. I think of the craziest stuff.
Yeah, because you had the Italian American president joke before the whole "Make America Great Again," but then you added on top of it with the "Make America Italian Again."
Trade it up.
And it's what it is. It just resonates with people, just like respect to Schmear. Like for some reason, it just takes on a life of its own, and it resonates with people in a way that you never thought that you would connect with people.
Yeah.
And
I loved seeing what he was doing on the internet, and when I saw the respect to Schmear and he's putting his stuff like that, I said, you know what? I got to tag this up.
Yeah.
Because if he really wants to be a stand-up, I can let him come on the road with me.
Yeah.
Let him do a bunch of shows, and I would like to write jokes for him because it's in your heart, it's in your stomach. So wherever we go, and I go, I don't want you to ever disrespect anything that we do.
Yeah.
And now you can be with us.
On this side.
So I told him once I become president of the United States, I'm going to let he can have his own room,
Yeah.
He can move in, and his mother could come over and cook for us on Sunday, and that's where the cutlets come in.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And I'll be in the cabinet
with the cutlets.
Have my dog in the White House and everything.
Nick.
And every morning we'll have Corys Bagels.
Have them shipped in.
Corys Bagels, the
Oh
new
my
sponsor
God.
of the White House.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine all this? It would be the
Let me
best.
shift in.
But Nick, where the phrase first come from with you, man? Like, what's the story there? Was it just?
It's a good question. I think it obviously has to do with, growing up in an Italian family, in New York, New Jersey, watching Sopranos every Sunday. The word respect, we use that word a lot in our area.
100%.
And just to kind of turn it into respecting the amount of cream cheese you put on a bagel. It just it just happened. I didn't think about it. It just came together, organically. But, the more I think about it as we're going on, I'm thinking every Sunday watching The Sopranos, Goodfellas, Casino, Bronx Tale was the Bible to us, So instead of respect in that sense, in the mob sense, it's make sure you show respect for yourself when you go to the deli and get some cream cheese on
Tell
your
us
bagel.
about the respect of the Schmear that's going to come in here right now. Watch this. Bring that in.
Oh, yeah.
This is Corey Kaplan from Corys Bagels. Look at that.
Look at that. That's a Schmear to die for, baby. You want to talk about respecting the Schmear?
It's over. I'm dying over here.
And this guy, Corey, got respect for himself, right? Me and Mike wouldn't be working with a guy who didn't have respect for himself, okay? Respects the Schmear, respects himself. He's a great guy. Mike's hungry. Mike, I know you've been hungry all day, Mike. You can eat it. Don't worry. You don't have to wait till the taping's over. You can eat it now, Mike. And that's like a sweet one, too. That's not just only savory.
Yeah, I was
sweet.
gonna say
It's
that.
a nice bite.
That looks like a crazy.
I don't know what it is, but I had it yesterday.
You know
I remember
what?
I had that yesterday.
I'm going to go on record. You can't really get disrespected at Corys Bagels because look at the smearing apparatus. This thing is so big, you can't make a mistake.
Yeah, look at this thing.
Michael probably shaved
Kill
it down
somebody
to a
with this
shank.
thing.
Watch out, Mike doesn't shave it down to a shank.
You know, just in case we go away, we could take these plastic sticks with us. You know, don't disrespect us in the big house. Could you imagine
That's
us in the
awesome.
morning in the White House?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, we got to talk about what's going on in North Korea. Nah, I'm right in the middle of a schmear.
That actually looks good. You gonna take a bite of that?
No.
I have to take at least one.
I'm gonna get ready with some napkins still.
I'm just gonna take one. I think.
Yeah.
Napkins. I'm going to give this guy a wet towel.
I got a guy's shirt.
A wet towel. Yeah, I predicted that one right.
All right, I'll wait till later. to finish it. I'm gonna get out of control.
Look, see, now I'm starving.
Yeah, Nick, what makes a respectable schmear, man?
You gotta have at least a half a pound of cream cheese. If you want to get crazy, you could go a full pound, but a half a pound sufficient enough. And it's all about the bagel. When you have a good New York style bagel, the way they do it is they kettle boil it, and that's what makes it.
Yeah,
hard
do you
on
want
the
to tell them a
outside.
little bit about the bagels too? Grab a mic. Tell them a little bit about the bagels if you want, really quick.
You want me to talk to about the bagels? You want to
No,
respect the schmear?
Let me
The
explain.
bagel. Tell them about Corys. Grab the mic.
The way they do it is they kettle cook these bagels, so it's hard on the outside, soft on the inside, and when as Corey knows because it's Corey's New York bagels is no matter how much cream cheese you put on a good bagel, it's never enough. If it's a bad bagel, you could put too much cream cheese on it and taste it. But if you have
Yeah.
a nice crisp bagel with a hard shell and soft in the middle, you know you can't go wrong. And
Let's see how much you learned in 24 hours.
yeah,
Because you are the number one.
number one fist
A
pumping
real
Guido in the
bagel
world
is what?
is boiled.
Oh,
Right?
we got it. So a real New York bagel
Yes.
is kettle boiled first, and then it's put in an oven at 550 degrees for 15, 16 minutes.
Yep.
Comes out hard on the outside, soft on the inside. Then you put your schmear. Then you get the respect.
Just like me, Mike, and Corey, it's hard on the outside, right? But it's soft in the middle, okay? And that's what you want to. That's what you want to have in a nice, authentic bagel, okay?
right.
And
That
person
applies
for
to
that
everything.
matter.
But in all honesty, you know, a lot of the other names, we won't name any names, but a lot of the other places, they make round bread, and we make circular treasures.
Correct.
And
They
that's
make
the bottom
rolls.
line.
They make rolls.
I
Okay,
love
they
it. This
make
is awesome.
round bread rolls, and these are
Yes.
circular treasures.
Exactly.
This is great.
Okay.
1,000%.
So enjoy the schmear.
I couldn't wait. I had to bite
respect
into
the
it.
schmear,
Always.
and I'll give you a little clue.
Yeah.
Rub it all over your face. That's more to come. More to come.
A little
little teaser.
pregame for teaser for the video.
Yeah. But Nick, you know what I like about the phrase, man? I feel like it's something I heard my whole life, and you guys probably have too. Like, if you're gonna do something, do it right. Even if it's smear on a bagel, like, I don't know. My dad always said, if you're gonna be a janitor, be the best janitor that ever freaking
Exactly.
was. You know what I mean? So that's where I like, and I feel like with Italian comedy, we all play on stereotypes a bit and stuff. But what I like about you guys and Nick, it's like about respect. It's like a core value being actually Italian American, and it
Yes.
comes with something that's deeper. You know
Exactly.
What I mean?
Nowadays, you go into a place, you go to spend your money, they look at you like they don't even want you there. You know,
Yeah.
If I'm gonna go in my place and spend some money, even for a bagel with cream cheese, I want somebody to give me some respect. You know,
Yeah.
They at least appreciate my business. You know, back in the day, that's how it used to be. Nowadays, nobody cares if you go to spend your money in a business, and everyone's worried about your calories and how much they can give you. So
Yeah.
But I wouldn't even say it's a stereotype. It's our culture.
Yeah,
It's the way we are.
100%.
It's the way we grew up. Because my mother would always say, "That's all you're gonna eat?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
What, you don't like your mother's cooking?
Yeah.
You're better off going over your friend's house?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Your friends are all mitigans. You sit here and you finish your food.
Yeah.
So that's our culture.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm really happy that I grew up that way.
Yeah,
That's
me
why,
too.
I still live in my mother's basement and I ain't leaving. And
Yeah.
so does he.
I ain't
Yeah.
never leaving. They gotta drag me out of there.
Yeah.
No, I meant my basement. I can't get him out of my basement.
That's
His
it.
mother's basement's nice. And then they got an old school fridge. Everything's ice cold. I got a nice couch down there. We got weights
You
set.
said
Got
it's
a
all you
refrigerator from
There's a
1950
pizza shop
still
right
running.
down the corner. It's nice.
You
It's
can
nice.
do anything you want. You never even have to leave the house.
Yeah. Exactly. But, just tell me a little bit more about Italian comedy and using being Italian as the jokes and like where you draw the inspiration. And all that, you know.
We just had this conversation
Yes.
in the car on the way
That's what I
over
was
here.
gonna
The
say.
truth is always funny. You talk about your life and you'll make any culture laugh because everybody has a mom and a dad or a screwed up relationship or a place they want to go, don't want to go. And it becomes so real for people that they take that ride.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually started doing stand-up because I was impersonating my uncle who said the craziest things. And then I started to want to impersonate everybody in my family till finally I got to the point where I could just go on stage and say, yeah, you know, nobody believes I'm Italian because I have blonde hair, blue eyes.
Yeah.
The bottom line is I
Yeah.
could prove I'm Italian. I still live in my mom's basement. And
Northern Italian.
Northern Italian. So north from Italy, it goes to New Jersey.
Yeah.
Little town in New Jersey called New Jersey.
Yeah,
That's true.
You know, some people don't like us playing on the stereotype a lot of time. You get some backlash from it. But like Mike said, that's just our life that we live.
Yeah.
You know, I grow up, you know, in a house, my family, you know, my dad's parents are Sicilian immigrants. You know, we grew up in the Bronx. So, you know, I take inspiration from them and you know, we could get away with it too because that's how we are. That's how it is. You know, we're not bullshitting. We're not making something up. That's part of our life, you know, but you know, some people take it the wrong way, but we don't care about those people because it is who we are, you know?
Yeah.
And you live in hardcore too. We lived in an area in New Jersey that was so blue collar. Everybody made just enough money to get along and make ends meet.
Yeah.
So we were talking about Halloween, and I said, you know, one of the best jokes I think I ever wrote was about Halloween, and it was the truth. Because now everybody goes to the Halloween store. They spend a lot of money on a Halloween costume. I went to my father's closets. I put on his clothes. I went trick-or-treating as a bum.
Some bum.
And then before that, my mother just put a colander on my head, and I held on to a wooden spoon. I said, who am I supposed to be? She said, you're al dente. And I thought it was an action-adventure hero from Italy. I didn't even know what she was talking about. And those jokes are cute, but they're true.
It's the truth.
And it makes you laugh, right?
It's a true story.
Oh,
you say,
my
Mike, did
God.
that actually happen? Yeah, that actually happened. It's in my no, but that actually happened.
Then you got to explain to people what a colander is. It's a pasta strainer. What's
Yeah.
that? Oh, gosh.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
I didn't even know I
It's an
had
action figure
like a
from
certain
Italy.
type of an Italian way about me until I moved to California.
Yeah.
Okay.
And everybody was like, man, you curse so much. And what the fuck you talking about?
100%.
Yeah,
so
it's normal.
When
I
I went
know.
to school in Boston too, that's when I realized too that I had an accent. You know, you don't even realize.
You have an accent?
I didn't know.
He has an accent, that's for sure.
You think so?
It's all
Yeah.
a little bit different. The
Oh my
Chicago,
gosh.
the New
Really?
York.
It's nice, refreshing, it's different.
Yeah, I don't know that we never think we do, and then like you said, you go somewhere else, and
Yeah.
then people are like, we just were in Missouri, and
Yeah.
like someone was like, where are you guys from? We're like Chicago. They're like, yeah, I could tell. We're
Yeah, yeah.
like-
Or like Philly, New York, Chicago.
yeah,
You know, they all
exactly.
blend
But
into each other a little bit.
But I like what you guys said. It's about being yourself. You know what I mean? I feel like with social media and stuff, a lot of people, the camera comes on and they change. You know what I mean? But
Yes.
if you're yourself and you're like, and it's just an extension of yourself, I think that's the way to do it.
And that's what Mike says about stand-up. He said when he's kind of coaching me on what to do, he
tell
says,
the
just
truth.
be yourself up there.
Yeah.
You be yourself, and the people love that.
You probably know yourself, and you too, that somewhere in your life, your mother said to you, I hope you get a good look at this food because I'm getting too old and I ain't cooking no more. I've had it. Nobody appreciates me. My mother used to say that
Yeah.
all the time. And she would go like this, when I'm gone, who's going to do this? Nobody.
Yeah.
So I took that to an extreme joke because my mother always said, I'm not cooking for the holidays. No more Thanksgiving, no more Christmas. Nobody appreciates me. You better take a picture because this is the last time I'm cooking. So I said, you know what, Ma? I bet you any money your ancestor was responsible for the Last Supper. Somebody said to Jesus, this is it. I've had it. I'm not doing it no more. Call your friend Leonardo da Vinci. Tell him I said, paint a picture. Your friend's eating because this is it. This is the Last Supper. And the reason why they fasted for 40 years and for 40 days and 40 nights is because my mother wouldn't cook. And then she cooked on Easter, and that's why Christ rose again from the dead. He smelled the sauce and the meatballs. He was Italian.
He had to eat.
Yeah. That's where he got the
God.
strength
He
to
wasn't
move that
Italian.
rock. He says, I got to get this rock out of the way. I'm starving.
He was Italian, not
Yeah.
Italian. He was Italian.
He was the first. A lot of people don't like what they hear that, but you know, if you think about it, he did run 12 guys. He ran them.
Oh,
He
my
says, hey,
God.
listen, this is what we're doing. Don't get out of hand.
Don't get Mike going. Don't get him
Don't
going.
get out of hand.
Dude, my cheeks are already hurting. Oh my god, from laughing.
He's the best.
Oh
man.
my
I'll
god.
disappear for the weekend, but when I come back,
It's been fun hanging out with this guy, man.
Oh my
It's
god,
good.
dude, you probably have been nonstop
comedy,
laughing this
man.
whole time.
I need to just vlog it. I need to start vlogging it.
Yeah, you're right. Oh my god, can you imagine? Like, I
Tell
always see
you.
those YouTubers vlogging and they're making jokes here and there. I mean, imagine you guys right now, like recording around, dude. It'd
We
be
were leaving the
priceless.
hotel trying to get to Corys. We got lost. He was getting mad at me. I was like, I feel like I already walked to New York and back.
it's like 5 blocks away. We couldn't find it.
Eventually got us there, though.
Yeah.
Okay? Eventually I got us there.
But see, that's a cultural thing too, because he comes from the generation. He just looks something up in the phone.
Yeah, yeah.
We
I
can't
come
read
from
a
the
map.
generation. We got to ask out somebody on the street. Excuse me, can
Yeah.
you tell me where Corys Bagels is? And they'll look at you and go, "Oh, yeah, you're never gonna find it. You got to walk around."
Really?
I don't know how people got anywhere back in the day. Yeah, people my age, we don't know how to read a map.
Oh,
Half
yeah.
the people don't even know how to read a map. If the GPS signals went down, we'd be
Yeah,
screwed.
I was gonna
You know?
say I'm just GPS everything.
That's
if that
it,
went down, I
man.
was thinking the same thing.
I don't know how
If that
people
went
got
down.
anywhere with
Dude, you'd have to
without the
remember it.
internet.
I hear my dad saying stories. You'd have to remember where you're going, and then,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like you
They're not-
forget, you get lost. You gotta,
a different
yeah, you gotta
world.
roll down the window, ask somebody. So yeah, I agree, man. It's
Remember
different
that?
times.
You roll down the window and you say, "Excuse me, I'm a little lost. Can you help me find something?"
Yeah,
And then they look at you and go, "Ain't you Mike Jr.'s kid?
yeah, yeah.
You from the neighborhood?
Yeah, yeah. Everyone knows each other.
You don't know where you are?"
Yeah,
Then you got robbed.
yeah, 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 for real. But all right, tell me a little bit about your guys' show now you got coming up. You said November 16th, correct? Tell me about. I feel like you assembled a squad for this. Tell
I
me a little
did.
bit about that. You know, because
I
that's
have-
interesting, man.
I have some comedian friends that I like to be around that I think are very funny
Mm-hmm.
and humorous. So on November 16, we're going to be at the Des Plaines Theater in Des Plaines, Illinois. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. Is that how
you
you
got
say
it. Yeah, you
Des
got it.
Plaines,
Yeah.
Illinois. I tell people I'm playing Chicago, but I don't know where I am. So Des
Yeah.
Plaines, November 16. And I want Nick to be on the show because I think he's hilarious, and we're going to come down here and make some videos that week.
Oh, yeah.
We got Mario Bosco, who's blowing up all over on the internet. We're going to put a link on. So
Yeah,
people
we'll have a
take
link.
Gotta have the
about-
link. Gotta have the link.
Yeah.
All right.
And then there's a guy in Toronto, Canada, that I know you like. I
Yeah.
like. We've been doing some shows together when I go to Toronto. His name is Joe Pellerino, but he calls himself. Now, I'm going to have a hard time with this. I've been trying to say this for years now. It's a Sicilian name. Lou Siciliano Ragato.
Yeah.
I hope I said it correctly. It means the angry Sicilian.
Yeah.
So he's going to be on the show. So you're going to get the 4 of us.
That's awesome. I know. I'm excited. He's been trying to come to Chicago forever. That's why I don't know. Did you? Nick was kind of telling me you were the one who kind of orchestrated it all. Mike, how'd that come about? Like,
Well, I was talking to Ron Onesti, who's the talent coordinator for many different shows here in this area. You can look him up on oshows.com. That's where you can get the tickets for this particular show. And he likes those guys. I know you guys like these comedians. And I figured, well, let's all do it one night only, and make it so damn big that we're going to have people choking watching
Yeah.
every single one of the guys who are all different, but of Italian descent.
yeah, 100%.
And there we go.
And Mike said I could say whatever I want, so
Well,
uncensored.
you figure by November 16, I'll probably be the president of the United States.
Yeah, true.
So it could be like my presidential thank you tour. Thank you for letting me get into the White House. And, you know,
Yeah.
we could sell about 50,000 tickets in the 800-seat theater. We could like a jam them in. Everybody get a free bagel,
Standing room only.
you know, and then it will smear the crap out of them. Very respectful show. And then, and that's it. And then
It's all about respect, Mike.
And then we go
Remember
to the
that.
White House and we start making Italian food every Sunday. It's going to be a thing. That's one of the laws I'm going to implement once I am president of the United States. We're bringing back Sunday.
yeah.
Everybody,
back the
I don't
family.
care where your culture is, you go to church in the morning and then you have your macaronis in the afternoon.
And you have dinner with your
Who's
family
better than
Sunday
us?
night.
And we bring in the
Nobody.
meatballs and the chicken cutlets.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
What?
you're
I'm
set.
cooking them. I'm not cooking them. Oh, my mother's chicken cutlets. All right, I'll bring hers.
Yeah, I don't think he doesn't even look like he could cook.
I just eat.
Yeah, you're just an eater. I'm the same way, man. I can't cook anything, you know. That's why I moved 8 minutes away from my parents. My mom comes over with the Tupperware.
Oh,
and
the
I'm,
best.
I'm set. I wouldn't
She doing
survive.
your laundry too, or what? Don't pull it.
She
Don't
would.
BS me.
She would. I don't know. I try to help her. I don't want her doing everything.
You feel
but
bad.
Yeah, she would do
You
it.
feel
and
bad.
I could call her right now, probably on the podcast, and she would come do it, and I wouldn't even be home. She'll just say it's
I
done.
wholeheartedly believe that.
Let me tell you guys something. I never thought I'd get to the age where I would say the way things used to be. But if your mother's doing your laundry, God bless you. I give anything for my mother to be around doing my laundry.
Yeah.
I'd be like, Mom, thank you.
Yeah.
The way you folded my underwear is just perfect. My mother used to, I'm three brothers, right? Paul, Michael, and Anthony.
Yeah.
And my mother would write a P on the sock for Paul, M on the socks for Michael, and an A on the socks for Anthony. And to this day, I still have socks with the letter M on them,
Yeah.
No one's gonna steal your socks, at least, Mike.
especially
That's
my
good.
brothers.
Yeah.
We used to make fun of my mother all the time because in the morning before we went to school, she'd brown bag our lunch.
Yeah.
3 boys. Paul, Michael, and Anthony. She wrote our name on the brown bag.
Yeah.
And I said, Mom, why would you put our name on the bag? Is it different? Is any one of these lunches different?
Yeah.
And she said, no. But in my heart, I made it for you. And I go, okay.
Okay, that's good enough.
The 3 of us went to school with super asad.
That's the best.
Yeah, right.
Love how you bust balls too. You ever bust balls with Nick about anything yet, or is he he's warming him up into it, or what?
Oh, yeah, well, I'm breaking his balls constantly.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
You're locked
really.
in. If you're not making, if I'm not making fun of you, if Mike's not making fun of me, that means we don't like each other.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. I hear that.
Good.
I didn't even write that. I'm glad he came up with that.
Yeah.
That was really good. If I'm not breaking your balls, I don't like you.
It's the truth.
No, that's true. Yeah, I hear that. It's like, because that's how you show if it's a real friend or not. If you don't feel comfortable busting someone's balls, are they really your friends?
Women aren't like that though. But
I'll
guys
tell you right
are.
now, if I'm
Yeah.
not
Oh,
cursing
yeah.
while I'm talking to you, I don't like you.
Yeah.
just trying to put emphasis on
Yeah.
it. That's all.
It's
Trying to
the
put some
emphasis.
emphasis.
So what's he been busting your balls about, Nick? Anything in
Just
particular? or
making
just
fun of me that he says I need to get out of my mother's basement. I told him I'm not leaving. I said my mother's basement's better than your mother's basement. Just stuff like that, you know, little.
It's not
little
because they
BS.
remodeled his mother's basement.
Oh,
It's
okay.
his old
I left
school.
mine alone.
Yeah, I know.
Still smells like mothballs.
Got the plastic on the couch and everything, or what?
Actually, we never did the plastic in my family. We did the plastic on the rug.
He also
Okay.
thinks his mother's chicken cutlets are better than mine. I say, get the fuck out of here.
Now we're going to war.
Yeah, really. Oh my God, I love it, man. I was curious if you guys were busting each other's balls or not, but
I consider Mike a good friend now.
yeah,
I do.
100%.
I really
and
do.
Mike, that's what I like about you too, man. Just bringing people up that deserve it. I feel like Nick deserves it, man. Like
thank
he's been a grinder ever since I've known him. So it's like when I saw you guys again hook up, I'm like, this is awesome for you, man. And
It's a good fit.
I'm just happy. And even just with the show, bringing all the Italians together, like people don't want Italians together nowadays. You know what I mean? Like you're doing things the right way. Both you guys do things the right way. Like so, I was honored to have you guys in Chicago here. Like
Yeah.
such an honor having you guys. You know?
All the comedians in this show, I promise you, on November 16th, are funny in their own right.
Yeah.
And although their point of view might be from an Italian heritage, it's different than each other. It's just a different flavor. And like I said, by then, you know, I'll be the president of the United States. So I'm going to have an underboss. I mean, I'm going to have a vice president.
That means I got all the power.
Right?
Yeah.
And Mario is going to be in charge of the interior because he's good with colors. He knows how to paint.
Yeah.
You know, make the interior look nice. And then Lou speaks Italian.
Yeah.
So when we need to communicate with the people who don't speak English, Lou will take it from
There
there.
you go.
He speaks Italian and Canadian.
Yeah.
Canadian. Very good.
Say, you
Canadian.
just say A after everything, eh?
Yeah, it's very annoying.
And who knows, man? Hopefully you can invite the Yankees out to the White House. That will now
Yes.
be in
Oh,
New
yeah.
Jersey.
We're going to have a parade for them.
Yeah.
You know.
Hopefully they win it, man. You know.
Oh yeah.
So that'd be another cool thing. But
15 long years since we've been in this series. This is gonna be a good one.
Yeah, and we got a few
Mike will be
Italians.
shaking Judge's hand in November.
Yeah, but you got a few Italians too. Rizzo, Volpe, Cole's Italian too.
Oh,
I've heard.
yeah.
So it's cool, man. Seeing that's like got to
That's
be
why
the
they're doing
American
well.
dream, you know, like playing for the Yankees. Like
More
Oh, yeah.
Italians should be playing baseball because, who's better with a baseball bat than the Italians? I mean, come on.
That's true.
That's the truth.
That
When
was
we
perfect.
swing, we swing. We never miss.
That's why everyone.
I know.
That's why every Italian got a baseball bat in their car.
Yeah, but you got to keep a glove with it to make sure.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You
Say I
don't
was on
get
my
it.
way to the game. it's for safety.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what, too? Now, when I was asking you about the bus and balls question, I actually remember now because you guys were on the podcast when Nick, you were on Mike's podcast.
Yes.
You were bringing up how you played basketball. Mike was instantly busting your balls about that right away.
Oh yeah.
That was
oh yeah.
awesome.
He goes. Yeah, Giuseppe, shoot the 3-pointer. You don't see many Italians in the NBA for a reason.
Yeah, really. There's only been a couple of all time.
Oh
man,
yeah,
so
no.
that
You
was-
stay away from that. Stay away from the basketball.
Yeah.
Maybe the soccer a little bit more.
Yeah, it was cracking me up, man. But yeah, what's it, Nick? What's it like to transfer? Because you said you were an athlete, now move into comedy.
Yeah.
What's that like, man? Any skills transfer over? or-
Man, I was an athlete many moons ago. Many moons ago, man. I skills that would transfer over. I just say the grind because you have to things aren't going to happen for you. You have to make it happen for yourself. You got to
Yeah.
put in the work every day and say I want to, whether it's a video or you're going to put yourself out there to meet new people or do something new. You have to constantly be grinding and moving forward or else your brand will die. It's like it's your own business. Like you're an entrepreneur for yourself basically. So I would say from sports going to that, it's just the grinding mentality of it, day in and day out, just doing
Yeah.
what you got to do if you want it enough to be successful.
Yeah,
You
no,
know.
I was wanted to ask both you guys because it's like about the pressure of social media. I feel like you need to be on that every day, or people think you're dead. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So like Nick, you're kind of grown up, raised with it, and Mike, now you're like probably have to get on it more and more than you ever used to have to worry about it. What's that like involving social media with your career? And
It's tough because you do a video and no one cares what you did last week. What are you going to do this week? So it's
Yeah.
a constant. It's like in a basketball game. When the clock runs out, the game's over. You don't got
Yeah.
to play until the next game. With this, it's 24/7 nonstop. What are you going to do next? What are you going to do next? So
yeah,
And that's the school he's from.
Yeah.
So I come from a school where we used to go to open mics every night somewhere, somehow, and learn how to tell jokes live in front of people. So now the whole social media thing, I'm trying to stay on top of it as best I can. But recently I just unarchived all my work for the past 35 years, and I put it on a hard drive. So now I'm going to start launching stand-up comedy that I did when I was 28, 29,
God.
TV shows
Yes.
that I did when I was at that time, some even videos from when I was a teenager in my early 20s hanging out at the beach down on the Jersey Shore before they even created the Jersey Shore. So I'm actually doing pretty good with it.
That's
And then I
awesome.
created my own podcast live from my mother's basement because
Yeah.
it's true to form. I really film in my mother's basement, and we shoot at the antique bar that's been in there since the early 1900s, and there's antiques everywhere. So now I'm lucky enough to get all these guests who want to come on the show and hang out.
yeah, that's awesome.
So far so good. I can't complain.
Yeah, no good, because I feel like social media is a job within itself. You know what I mean? Like you got to be on it 24/7, 365. But then you also got to do stand up, or even with me, like there's marketing and other business things I got to do, and I'm like, you got to balance it, man. It's tough. You know?
Nowadays it's like you don't even have any real like movie stars anymore. It's like there's only a couple big names, and then the rest is like social media is kind of like the new wave where it's a way to get your face out there. You can make more money doing social media than you do doing acting or doing comedy. You know what I mean? So it's a balance.
Yeah.
So-
And that being said, Nick, because I do know like a lot of people that just want to be influencers and don't want to kind of put themselves out there and go on stage. What was that for you, where you like have the drive to do more?
Yeah, I think it's hard to step out of your comfort zone. Like Mike said, getting on stage and telling jokes in front of people, that's the ultimate way to connect with your audience.
Yeah.
There's no screen. That's the ultimate way for me to connect with you. So if you really love the art of comedy and you really want to do something in it and you want to follow in the footsteps of great comedians, that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
It's easy to get stuck into doing your videos. You don't got to bother with anybody. You could do it in your house. You don't got to go anywhere. But you got to put yourself out there if you want to really be well-rounded.
Plus, when you're live and we're standing in front of, let's say, 1,000 people, and everybody's laughing and cheering and going crazy for the jokes that you put out, there's no greater high.
Yeah.
There's no better tasting chicken cutlet. there's no better sex. There's no better weed. You are higher than anything you're ever going to get in your life, unless you're bombing, but I don't know what that's like.
Yeah. That's
And
awesome,
and
man.
then you get addicted.
Yeah.
So once you get on stage, plus if you're with other comedians that are kicking ass and you kick ass, you feel like you're part of the party, you're part of the family. You're never going to want to stop.
Yeah.
So no matter how many videos you make, you're still going to want to go live in front of everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think a lot of people are scared to do it too. You
Yeah.
know, it's nerve wracking getting in front of people who could fall on your face. You know, so you got to have a it's
Oh
what
yeah,
you
dude.
want.
I was like,
It's its own. It's obvious. It's its own skill. It's completely different from making a video. It's its own skill. You have to dedicate yourself to that specifically if you want to be good at it.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people, it's a hard time to transfer over from social media. And yeah, get in front of people. I remember like having to do a speech in class as a kid, or I'd be
even public
scared, man.
speaking.
You know what I mean? Like public speaking, like you're getting up, you're putting yourself on the line. So it's I respect it, man.
It's a weird thing that's in our souls to perform. I would never be afraid to say anything, anywhere, at any time. Give me the microphone. Let's go. Since I'm a kid.
Really? You were
Oh,
always
I
that
couldn't
way,
wait.
huh? Yeah.
Get out of the way. Give me the microphone. I got it. So when we did one big show, I brought him to an 800-seat theater, and we were backstage, and I says, okay, here's the prayer, here's the pep speech. Now get out there.
Yeah.
And he ran right the hell out on the stage and said, watch out.
Yeah.
And he got right into it.
Yeah.
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 Had a good time. It was
Yeah, and
fun.
that's kind of what you were saying with the commercial too. Like you were just ready to go, so you just got it in you, huh, man? That's good, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mikey. Yeah, the director's like, listen, I need more out of you. I need come on. I like, if you can't do it, go back home to New York. It's just something like that. And,
Oh, crap.
And then I did what I had to do. And Mikey was saying, I thought you'd been doing this for years, but he didn't realize I was
Well,
new to
I
it.
didn't
But I
say-
really
I didn't say
appreciate
that.
that. Something like that.
I said, who is this kid? I ain't got this
He
kind
said,
of
"Who's
time.
this jerk off?"
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike, when you were on FaceTime with his mom, was that before or after you realized he was working in the commercial? Or did you...
It was before.
Oh, so you
I
didn't know
called him
till
when
after?
the commercial was done. Tell your son not to do this. He's not right for this.
I was in the parking lot smoking a cigarette, but like as everyone was pulling up, so he didn't really know what I was doing there.
Okay.
And I didn't realize we were in a bad area in Hollywood too. And I'm
Yeah,
just,
we were.
And I'm just sitting out there, just smoking a cigarette from New York. Ignorance is bliss. And he goes, "Listen, well, you're all right. You should go inside."
Yeah.
Don't hang out in the parking lot, kid. You ain't gonna make it home.
So,
I love it, man. Well, listen, thanks again for coming by, guys. I really
thanks for
appreciate it.
having
I'm
us.
excited to hang out after this, grab some food.
Oh, of
Excited
course.
for your guys' show next month. If there's anything else you guys want to plug, where to find you on social media, anything else you got going on besides the show, too, let them know.
For me, you could find me at @TheNumba1Guido, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. No R in there. NUMBA1 Guido.
I'm Mike Marino live on all social media. My website is mikemarino.net, and you could buy sweatshirts like this that
There you
say "Make America Italian Again" at hardcoreitalians.com. Comes
yeah.
with a matching hat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate it, Mike. Same thing with Nick. You got the guy on.
I got a guy. We got the Respect the Schmear shirts, whatever you need.
Yeah, got the hoodie.
HardcoreItalians.com, baby, all right? We only mess with the best, all right? If
Yeah.
it wasn't quality, we wouldn't be doing shirts with these guys, all right?
I love it. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming
Thanks
on.
for having us, man. I
Yeah.
really appreciate it, Mikey.
Anytime.
What a pleasure.
All right. Let's go eat.